Hi, I'm Kathleen and welcome to just a short and sweet heart opening sequence. We're going to start with a bolster or a blanket or block if you choose, or you can do this without. So you'll start on your belly and with or without a prop. And if you do choose to use the prop, you're going to lay the front of the pelvis over the prop. And you'll know when it feels right, when you feel like the front body is lengthening. You don't want to feel like you're straining anywhere. It actually feels really comfortable. So kind of playing around with it. And then you'll come right into either a Sphinx pose or a seal pose. And we'll just stay here and breathe. Rolling the shoulders down the back. Trying to lengthen the inner ankles, lengthen the tailbone. Keeping the chin lightly drawn towards the chest so there's no strain through the neck. Spreading the fingers and grounding through the pads of all the fingers, through the heels of the hands, through the forearms, through the elbows. Trying to direct the breath into the back body so the front body can start to contain it a little bit. If the elbows are on the ground and you feel like you have more space, you can press straight for a couple of extra breaths here. Again, checking in with the shoulders and the neck, keeping all of that nice and soft. And if you're on the bolster or on a prop, you'll stay uplifted. You'll just start to lower a little bit. If you are not on a prop, you'll come all the way down. And we're going to interlace the fingers behind the back, stretching the knuckles back, trying to lift the hands up and away from back body, chin lightly towards the chest, coming into a cobra variation. So letting the shoulder blades move together a bit to open the chest. Staying active through the legs without squeezing the butt. Taking a couple of extra breaths here. Try to find ease around the shoulders, around the neck. Take an inhale. And then exhale to release down, and we'll stretch back into a child's pose. So moving any props aside. Extending the arms forward, keeping the elbows lifted up off the earth. Just take an inhale and an exhale here, starting to make some space through the hip flexors, through the low back. And then moving into downward facing dog. And as you come into downward dog, take a little bit of movement, pedal out the feet, sway the hips. You can give the head a bit of a shake. Pulling the belly button towards the spine, so again you're containing the front body to breathe into the back body. And then start to inhale, come forward into plank pose, and we're going to hold this plank. Wrapping the outer armpits back, extending the heart forward. Spread the toes. Take an inhale. Exhale, press the ground away. Just round the spine, tucking the tailbone. So you're still in plank, but you're hollowing the belly. Inhale, return to plank. Exhale, lift the hips up and back, downward dog. Pause here for an inhale and an exhale. And then once again, we'll inhale, roll forward, and now come into plank. Exhale, press the ground away. Adding on this time, come onto the tops of the feet. And then from here, belly back as you slowly lower the hips down towards upward dog, or you can lower the knees for cobra pose. But heart presses through, soft give in the elbows without hyperextending. Take an inhale, and then exhale slowly, lift the hips up and back, downward dog. Heel toeing the feet a little bit closer to each other. Inhale, uplift the right leg. And then you can open up through the right hip, bend the knee, and take a couple breaths here. Starting to root down through that left heel if possible. Squaring off chest, lifting from the strength of the belly. Take an inhale to straighten the legs, square off the hips. Slowly step the right foot between the hands. Lower the left knee down, inhaling the arms up into Anjani Asana and bend the elbows. Push the elbows forward, let the shoulder blades start to squeeze together. Taking a couple of breaths here to open the chest. Trying to anchor the tailbone and knit the front ribs down and in. Take an exhale, and then inhale, sweep the arms up. Exhale, interlace the fingers, simultaneously tucking the back toes. Press up into a lightning pose variation. So the heart reaches forward. Again, the shoulder blades can move towards each other a little bit, opening up the chest. Back leg is straight for a moment. Take an inhale and an exhale here. And then start to bend the back knee, sweep it up into high lunge. Freeing the hands for a moment, the back knee can bend or straighten. We'll interlace the fingers, press the palms up towards the ceiling. Just one big inhale here, and exhale, the hands will come down. We'll step back into plank pose. Lower the right knee down, modified Vashisthasana, opening up towards the left. Hovering that left leg, take a few breaths here. You can stretch your left arm towards the front of the room, opening the chest, lifting high through that left leg, feeling really engaged through the outer line of the leg. Pause for an inhale. Exhale, square off the hips, left hand down, adjust that right shin bone, and you're going to extend the right arm forward. Take a big inhale here, bend the left knee, reach the right hand back. Kick the foot into the hand, open the chest. Pause and breathe. Trying to lift the belly so you're not sagging around the belly, keeping the low back long. Very active through the lifted leg. Take an inhale. Slowly release the leg back to hover, extend the right arm forward, release the right hand down, tuck the toes, lift the hips up and back, downward dog, exhale. Inhale, roll forward and out, plank pose, moving through vinyasa. Exhale, lower. Inhale, upward facing dog. And exhale, downward facing dog. We'll take a full breath here. And then heel toeing the feet together, uplift the left leg. Opening up the left hip, bending the knee. Taking a few breaths here, squaring off the shoulders. Very active through the belly, very active through the lifted leg. Then inhale, re-straighten and square and lunge the left foot between the hands. Lower the right knee down, inhale, sweep the arms up into the air, soften the shoulders, bend the elbows, push the elbows forward, let the shoulder blades move towards each other, open the chest. Knit the front ribs down and in, try to scissor the inner thighs, find that lift from the bandhas, from the pelvic floor, from the low belly. Take an inhale here. Exhale, interlace the fingers, tuck the back toes, stretch it back into your lightning shape. Reaching the heart forward, wrap the left hip back, try to straighten that back leg. Press through the back heel and extend the heart and the crown of the head forward. Inhale, bend the back knee, inhale, sweep up into high lunge, interlacing the fingers, press the palms up. Softening the shoulders down the back, take a big inhale here. Exhale, the hands down. Stepping into plank pose, lower the left knee this time and open up into modified Vashisthasana. Awkward view here. Hovering that right leg, breathing. Lengthen the tailbone. You can stretch that top arm towards the front of the room and very actively lift that right leg, flex the foot. Take another inhale here. Exhale, square off the shin bone, release the hand, right leg stays lifted, lift the left arm out. Lift the belly towards the spine from the strength of the right hamstring, bend the knee, reach the left hand back, take the foot. Kick the foot into the hand and lift everything up. So you feel the action of pressing down to lift up, feeling really buoyant through the heart, really spacious here. Take an inhale. Let go with control, release the left hand down, lower the right knee, tuck the toes, lift the hips up and back, down dog. Inhale, roll forward and out, come into plank, moving through vinyasa. Exhale, chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. So one more little segment here. You'll lunge your right foot between your hands, set your back heel. Come up into warrior one, working to square off the hips. We'll take hold of opposite elbows to find a little heart opening here. So you're going to keep the inner arch of that back foot lifting. Tailbone stays long. You can start to draw the upper arms back. Still knitting the front ribs down and in. Take an inhale. Exhale, we'll bring the hands to prayer. You're transferring the weight into the right foot, starting to pick up that left leg. You can keep your right knee bent. Right fingertips down about a foot forward of the foot and start to open out into Ardha Chandrasana. Staying here, or you can add the half bind. Stay here or just bending the knee like you're going to take the Chapasana, but just working the front body opener without taking the balance. Take an inhale. Exhale, left hand down, square off the hips for just a brief moment in standing split. Step the left foot way back, Lower the knee, and just take a breath or two here, reaching back, take hold of the foot, or even settling just into a deep low lunge. Pause for an inhale. Exhale, release the back foot down, step back into plank, moving through vinyasa, or resting in downward dog. Moving right into the second side, lunging the left foot forward, setting the right heel for warrior one, squaring off the hips, sweeping the arms up. Take hold of opposite elbows, knit the front ribs down and in, and maybe draw the upper arm bones back. Open the chest. Stay connected through the legs. Ujjayi breath here. Taking an inhale. Exhale, the hands come to prayer, spinning onto the ball of the back foot. Transfer the weight forward. So keeping that front knee bent keeps the center of gravity a little bit lower, easier to balance, and then slowly opening up into half moon Ardha Chandrasana. Outer spiraling that bottom leg. Stay here or add the half bind. Stay here or you start to very actively bend the knee. So the hamstrings are working, the core is working. Breathing. Take another inhale. Exhale the right hand down. Find that brief pause and standing split as you square the hips. Step the right foot way back. Lower the right knee. Right hand down. Reaching back for the foot or just taking a moment here in a low lunge. Just a couple breaths. Opening the heart, opening front body. Take a big inhale. Exhale, release the foot down. Step back into plank, vinyasa, or downward facing dog. Take a big breath in, downward dog. We'll just do one more pose here. Come forward into plank and lower all the way down. Coming into a locust, a Shalabhasana. So you can extend the arms back. You can interlace. You can keep the palms down. There's lots of different ways to work this pose. I'm going to interlace here. So we'll exhale the forehead down. And then inhale, hover the feet, the knees, the head, and the shoulders. So keeping the chin lightly drawing to the chest. Think of lengthening the heart forward. Maybe the big toes touch. But if that fires up the glutes, you can keep the feet slightly separated. Thinking more about length, less about lift. Pausing here for another breath or two. Spread the toes. Try to inner spiral the thigh bones. Take an inhale. Exhale, releasing down with control. And then shifting back into child's pose and take rest. So thanks everybody for watching this sequence. And you can add this to a vinyasa practice. Do it on its own. But I hope you enjoy it. Namaste.